Jeez. Yo, what's up, guys? Hope you had a good week. Jeez. We're back. It's Friday episode, hanging out, chilling, buying Bitcoin. As always, stacking against the machine, right? Welcome to the beginner-friendly Bitcoin show. Also, the show that's not gonna push the right-wing bullshit propaganda. Nazi sympathizers are not welcome here, so beat it. This is for people that have decency and gee, just basics. Come on, it's a crazy day when you have to distinguish that you have to make it a highlight issue that you're not pro-fascist Nazis. Crazy, right? But that is the case. Okay, so I'm sure that if you're looking for Bitcoin content and you're aligned with in favor of the Trump and his shenanigans, you will find more than enough content online for you to go watch. That's for that stuff. Okay, but if you're a Nazi sympathizer, if you're a Trump supporter, get the hell out of here. I don't want you in here. Okay, simple as that. All right. So, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the normal people. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Pipeline Podcast. Thanks for coming back. Hope you had a great week. You know, one thing I think about people. Yeah. When you get the mega candle, when you get the big candle pipeline, you'll start to feel that feeling in the pit of your stomach, like, oh my God, I'm missing out. So like the first phase is like, oh my God, I'm missing out. It's already going up too high, but just keep buying, just keep DCAing, right? And when it drops like today, it's like I say, Bitcoin, like the Bitcoiner saying goes, is dips are gifts, right? So every time the price dips like this, people will get scared to try to sell off, right? But just don't get scared. You should know, if you know what Bitcoin is, you know that days like today when Bitcoin comes back, even though we're thinking about like, okay, well it's down. It's down to 101, 102. Still, it's not down that much, right? Compared to where it's been for the past couple of months. I mean, come on. But people still get scared. They think really close time, like close. They don't think that far into the future. They don't think that far back into the past, and they just see like, oh man, it's a big drop. It's a big red candle going down for whatever. It was at like $4,000, right? And they get scared, right? But you shouldn't get scared. It's just if you understand what Bitcoin is, you understand that there's other forces in the network, other forces not in the network, but in the people that are holding Bitcoin that are going to cause the price to kind of go up and down a little bit. But over time, over a minimum time lapse of about 4 years, if you can hold Bitcoin for any 4-year period, you're basically going to be in the positive. Okay, and if you hold it for longer than that, then for sure you'll be in the positive. Okay. Everybody pretty much is holding Bitcoin at this point, unless they've bought it in the past, I don't know, like last couple of weeks maybe, when it was 108,000, is in profits, right? And if you bought it at 108,000, it's okay, because that's going to become the lower low, you know? Stack them sats, boys, let's go. What up, Koji Monster in the house? Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in today. So I apologize, guys. I'm kind of making sure that I don't grow an audience that has Trump supporters in it. I don't want Trump supporters. I don't want to be in cahoots with any Trump supporters. I know it sounds extreme, but yeah, that's why our viewer count is always not that high anyway, right? But I'm trying to cultivate an audience that knows that this is a place where you can learn about Bitcoin and not compromise your morals, your religious beliefs to support a maniac for president or the president, because you want to also learn about Bitcoin. So you here. It's okay to be against Trump in my channel. It's okay to be against Trump and want to learn about Bitcoin, because those things are different. Okay, Trump's got nothing to do with Bitcoin. Okay, and he tries to brand stuff that he thinks is going to do well with his name and with his persona to take credit for it. He's like the guy that comes to a parade and jumps in front of the parade and tries to take credit for the parade. You know, so Bitcoin is its own thing, separate from that insane lunatic, separate from the administration. Some of the things he does could possibly make Bitcoin adoption come sooner, right? But even if you did nothing, even if you worked against Bitcoin, Bitcoin would still win because Bitcoin is undefeated. And it doesn't need a maniac Nazi to promote it or to do a reserve or whatever, right? That man is a grifter. And I don't want any grifter supporters in here. All right. Anyway, let's keep the show rolling. The first segment of the show for us is the Bitcoin strength. How many Satoshis can you buy today for a single dollar? Oops. Today you can buy 976 Satoshis for a single dollar. That's not bad at all. The price of Bitcoin is $102,362.51. It's insane. It's insane. You can buy 9 Satoshis for a single penny. Okay? I think use those pennies because I think they're trying to get rid of pennies now, right? Is that the latest thing? Trying to get rid of pennies? So use those pennies, buy Satoshis because Satoshis will be worth more in the future. All right. That is the price of Bitcoin. That is the Bitcoin strength. $102,000. It's crazy. It's down a little bit from hit 106 this week, I think. Yeah, about 106. So today I'm actually pretty stoked to be able to buy at 102. I've been buying the whole week. I've been buying every weekday. I updated the spreadsheet, so when we get to the stack recap, we'll be able to see the purchases that I've done throughout the week. But yeah, today's a really good buying opportunity. So that's my 2 cents on that. It's my 2 sats on that. All right, that is the Bitcoin strength. Let's get into why we stack. Yeah, let's go. Why we stack? Why should somebody that is against this administration stack Bitcoin? Right? Don't associate Bitcoin with this administration. Okay? Bitcoin exists outside of it. Okay? In fact, by saving your hard-earned wealth in Bitcoin, you are in essence defunding the administration, right? Because with the money they steal from you via inflation, they put through those things that you're opposed to, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to mean this administration only. It could be any administration, right? If you don't like what your government is doing and you think your vote doesn't do enough impact, the best thing you could do is defund it by saving in Bitcoin, by taking your money, your hard-earned wealth, away from their grasp, away from them being able to debase it from you, right? So if you sorry, I got sidetracked with the comment here. So if you have your wealth outside of the grasp of inflation, they won't be able to use it to do things that you maybe don't agree with. Okay, so that's why we stack. It's one of the reasons why you could stack. Another reason is just because saving in Bitcoin is like the inverse card. It's like the flip card, like the nope card, like the reverse card on inflation. Okay, when you put money in Bitcoin, you save that value outside of the monetary system, and when you do that, not only does your wealth become shielded from inflation, but as the value of Bitcoin continues to go up at a higher rate than the inflation rate, you're becoming wealthier over time just by holding Bitcoin. You don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to go become a real estate developer. You don't have to go become a doctor, an engineer. You can still do those things if that's what you choose to and that's what your passion in life is, right? But you're doing it because that's what you want to do, not because that's what you have to do to survive. You don't have to become a stock trader extraordinaire, a fund manager to just make enough money to beat inflation and stay above water and not get reduced to zero a little bit at a time, to where when you get to the point where you need to retire, you don't have any money. You have money, you have a certain amount of dollar value, but that dollar value won't buy you anything because the inflation is so high compared to when you started, right? So remember, we save in Bitcoin because saving in Bitcoin is like traveling back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold the Bitcoin that represents those hours. Take that statement, learn it, and try to understand what it means. If you can understand what that statement means, you understand why we're saving in Bitcoin. That is the most condensed version of an orange pill that I can give you. If I was in an elevator with you and I only had a minute to explain to you why you should be saving in Bitcoin, that would be what I would say. And I would tell you, take that information, think about it, and come back with any questions. And I'm telling you that today. Take that information, study it, figure out if you can understand all the pieces. And if you can, or if you can't, come back tomorrow. Ask me questions here on the stream. I'm here for you guys. Okay? I'm here for you guys. There's 3 people watching. Okay? So I'm 100% okay with you asking questions. Beginner questions are welcome. Okay? I'm not going to try to sell you some altcoin. I'm not going to try to sell you some trading plan where you can trade Bitcoin and try to make more money. That's all BS. Okay? The only way to get rich slow, get rich. Bitcoin is a get rich slow scheme. Okay? You buy the Bitcoin. You hold the Bitcoin in your own custody with your own wallet that you have the keys for. And you repeat. And you keep adding to your stack as much as you can because you understand, you start to realize that, hey, I set aside $5 last year and that $5 is now worth $15. What the heck? I wish I could go back in time and give myself a better raise by saving $10 a day instead of $5 a day or $20 a day, right? And that's how you end up where we're at today, right? In this show, we started by saving $5 a day, Monday through Friday, and I jump on the stream and I buy the Bitcoin and we make a thing of it, right? We make a little show of it, and those buys are now worth sometimes triple what we started with, right? Because we started when Bitcoin was like in the 20s, and it's not even that long ago, right? You say, oh wow, I can't believe Bitcoin I can't believe what an opportunity to buy Bitcoin when it was in 20,000s. And you're like, man, I wonder how long ago that was. It was under 2 years ago. It was less than 2 years ago that Bitcoin was in the 20s, right? So yeah, there's no guarantee that it's going to keep going up, but I can guarantee that the U.S. government is going to continue to print money and the banks are going to continue to issue loans. And when they do that, they expand the money supply. And when the money supply expands, each individual unit of the dollar represents less and less value, so it loses purchasing power. And so as long as the printers keep printing and the banks keep issuing debt and creating new money supply and growing the money supply, your savings denominated in dollar are losing value. Take your savings, put them into Bitcoin, and your savings could potentially double over a couple of years even, right? And that's just to get started. Bitcoin has been growing if you average it out, about 55% a year, something like that. I think it's called a CAGR, right? And if that's not enough for you, if you don't want to take my word for it, don't take my word for it. But I just want to plant the seed in your brain to do the research, to look at Bitcoin. And when you start looking at Bitcoin, don't get distracted by the BS that they're going to try to tell you. They're going to try to sell you an altcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, whatever, or even a meme coin. Don't do any of that stuff. All that stuff is just a con to get your money so they can buy Bitcoin themselves, okay? So don't buy any altcoins. Anything that's not Bitcoin is a poop coin. Don't buy poop coins. Poop is bad, okay? Poop is bad, all right? They're going to try to say, oh, you have so much Bitcoin. Let's say you have $100,000 worth of Bitcoin, right? And they're going to say, okay, you have a whole Bitcoin. Well, guess what? If you let us hold your Bitcoin for you, we'll give you a yield that's like 10%. How do you like that? Maybe you grow your Bitcoin 10% year over year, and you're like, "Ooh, that sounds good." Yeah, sure. I'll let you custody my Bitcoin while I'm earning 10%, and then that's a fail right there. Don't do that, okay? Because when you let somebody else custody your Bitcoin, that's a third party risk, and you don't have access to the wallet that Bitcoin lives in anymore, and therefore is not your Bitcoin, right? That's where we get the phrase, "Not your keys, not your cheese." Okay, so I'm doing like a quick recap for beginners in here. Okay, if you're a beginner, ask your questions. I love to keep beginner questions because I can focus in on what specifically you need to understand, or I can explain things for you specifically. Okay, so we don't buy altcoins. So anything that's not Bitcoin is an altcoin. It's a poop coin. Don't buy it. We don't lend our Bitcoin to get yield because it's a third party risk. That company could just rug you and take your Bitcoin with them, and you have no recourse. Right. Number 3 is we don't do NFTs. We don't buy wizard stuff. That stuff is like it's just again another way to grift you out of your Bitcoin, grift you out of your value, grift you out of your money. Okay. We don't invest in ETFs. I know ETFs are good, right? Because again, ETFs buy Bitcoin to have, right? They're like an in-between person for somebody who doesn't want to learn how to manage their own Bitcoin, right? Don't buy ETFs. If you have the cash and you're going to choose between buying ETF or buying Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. Don't buy ETF, okay? Because ETF is captured. They have control over it, and for whatever reason, they can decide to take it from you if they need to, right? So on top of that, it's not the actual Bitcoin, okay? Buy the actual Bitcoin, withdraw it into your own wallet that you have the keys for, into your own custody, okay? So, but the only exception I'm going to give you, if you have money that's already captured, i.e. 401k, retirement money that's already in a fund that you can't withdraw until you get a certain age, right? Then if you're able to self-direct those accounts, then you can maybe push it towards an ETF or like MicroStrategy or something like that, right? But only with money that's already captured, right? I want to be adding money to capture stuff. Anyway, this is not financial advice, even though it might sound like it. This is just a guy on the internet talking about Bitcoin and the best way that I know to preserve and grow the value of your savings. Why is there no background music? Here we go. There it goes. Hard Huddle in the house. What up? Round of applause from my live studio audience for Hard Huddle. Bro, Bitcoin is definitely divisible, so there will always be some to buy, just at a higher price. Exactly. Pipeline says, what happens if they have a short position? They can't buy it when there's 0 BTC left, but future is... Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Hard Huddle's answering that question. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, basically there's always going to be some sucker willing to part with their Bitcoin. And maybe it's not even that they're a sucker. Maybe they need the money for something, right? An emergency, and they can't figure out any other way to raise money. They might just sell some of their Bitcoin, sell some of their sats, some of their Satoshis. And yeah, but I would not short Bitcoin. I would not short Bitcoin. You're gonna get wrecked. You're gonna get wrecked. You're going to get wrecked. Let me tell you. If you're a trader, you're welcome. If you're a trader, you're welcome, guys. You're welcome to be in here and be a trader, right? So that you can learn the true power of Bitcoin, okay? But don't be spreading your trading ways in here, right? I want to hear when you short Bitcoin and you get wrecked. All right, that was why we stack. And now let's get into the stack recap, boys. Now we're talking. Jumping into the stack recap. Okay, so I'm continuously still doing $5 a day. Perfect, Pipeline, perfect. DCA to BTC, and I'm currently at, oh, there you go. Satoshi's about 200K almost. Yep. I got 4,744 Satoshis today, and my goal by year's end is, dude, that's a super good goal. You're getting there. That's perfect. That's perfect. Pipeline, what I would recommend is if you have a way to get a like even a little miner, even a used miner. If you have a way to get electricity that's cheap, it's look into mining. Look into mining because I don't know, just kind of just look at how mining works maybe, and then because you might be able to just, if you can get cheap power, i.e. like a solar panel or maybe just government subsidized power that's like really cheap, you might be able to do some good, stack a little harder with a little miner just running, you know, and it's basically just printing money for you from the sunlight. It's incredible. So I don't know what your situation is, but look into mining. Okay. Bitcoin is definitely divisible. Oh yeah, I got that already. All right, cool. All right, so let's get into the next topic, which is the stack recap. There it is. Today we have, look at that. There it is. These are the buys I've been doing this week. I bought at 105, 104, 102, 101, 101, and 105 yesterday. So it's been fluctuating a lot this week. Is that right? Are we down to 100? How come that's not in green? What's going on here? Oh, because of the fee. Okay, but yeah, so we're close to this is the buys from this week that I missed because I wasn't doing the show. But today, the price of Bitcoin is our average buy price for 2025 is 100,000. The price is 102. So the price is still above our average buy price for 2025. Today we're gonna buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. And let's see. Yeah, today we're gonna buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. That's right. The stack for the whole lifespan of the show so far is about zero. This is including yesterday's, all of this week's buys, including yesterday's buy. It's 0.235. Oh, sorry, 0.32971,087 Bitcoin, about $33,000 worth of value based on today's price. But we're still stacking, slow and steady, keeping it going. Today we're gonna do $20, and yeah, it's pretty cool. We're up about 110% since the beginning of the show back on May 22nd, 2023. So if you're new to the show and you're wondering what this is about, each line in this spreadsheet, except like this is the same day. These two are the same day, but we've been buying about $5 or $10, and today nowadays we buy about $20 worth each weekday. But as you can see, that $5 turned into $18, right? It tripled in value. Right? More than tripled in value. Right? And again, May 22nd, 2023, how long ago was that? Maybe almost 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago yet. Right? A year and a half ago. Right? And this is going to keep happening. Right? It doesn't matter where you start. You know, we can start brand new from scratch in 2024. We started from scratch again. We started with making $20 buys, right? On January 1st. There's our buy. We set aside $20 that day, and that $20 is now worth about $46. Okay. This $20 could represent your salary, right? You worked an extra hour of overtime or something. You did some overtime at work, and you got an extra $20 in your paycheck. That's actually free and clear. And instead of spending that extra $20, you took the extra $20 and you set it aside and saved it into Bitcoin. You bought 45,589 Satoshis, fractions of a Bitcoin, right? And now those fractions of a Bitcoin are worth about $46. Okay. So this is when I say saving in Bitcoin is like traveling back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked. This is what I mean. This is exactly what I just said. You worked an extra hour or two to make an extra $20. You took the extra $20. You bought Bitcoin with it when Bitcoin was at $43,000 at the beginning of the year last year. Okay, you saved that. You saved that value. You saved that energy that you committed to your job, and you saved it in Bitcoin. You bought yourself 0.000455589 Bitcoin. It sounds like not that much. It's so little. It's not even a whole Bitcoin. But it doesn't matter how much Bitcoin you're holding. That little piece of Bitcoin, that little shard of Bitcoin, that little Satoshi of Bitcoin has the same properties as a whole Bitcoin and beyond, right? It's got the same properties. If you're holding 0.00001 Bitcoin, or if you're holding 1 Bitcoin, that value is still resistant against inflation. It's still growing against the dollar, because the dollar is losing value every single day, right? For example, so our savings from just 2024 have grown about 70%, right? We saved $7,345 here on the show, and that savings of $7,345 is now worth $12,000. Okay, I went back in time and gave myself a raise for the hours I've already worked. For as long as I hold a Bitcoin that represents those hours, it will continue to grow. I will continue to get a raise. Okay, for as long as I hold this 0.1224217 Bitcoin from last year and don't sell it, it's like I'm waiting for my raise every day. And it's constant, and it continues to go up. So far, just a year in, I'm 70%. I got a 70% raise on that savings. It's incredible. Okay, this is what I mean when I say this is a get rich slow scheme. It's not a scheme, but scheme sounds fun, right? This is a get rich slow plan. Okay, get rich slow. And we're starting over this year again. We're tracking just the buys from 2025, and yeah, we're still up 3% since the beginning of the year. And all we're doing is buying $20 a day, $20 a day. When the price of Bitcoin drops below our average buy price for the year, we buy like a double stack or a quadruple stack. But there it is. Same schedule, same plan. It's really easy to follow. You don't even need to do the variance. You don't even need to buy more or extra when it goes down. I recommend that you do, but you don't have to. You can just say $20, $20, $20. You can say $20 a day. You can say $20 a week. You can say $100 a month, whatever. The point is, you just got to start buying some Bitcoin so you get off of zero. Okay. All right. That is the price for today, and that is our average price, our average buy price. So today, we're gonna buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. So let's get that done. It's time to stack some Bitcoin. Alrighty. As you all know, here on the show, I like to buy Bitcoin on the Strike app. Let's see here. I open the app. Strike. I hit buy. I key in $20. $20 for today's purchase. I hit next. Waiting to verify. Kill the music. Drum roll, please. Today on the Stacked Bitcoin Show, we're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin right now. Hit confirm. And just like that, we purchased an additional 19,350 Satoshis, aka fractions of a Bitcoin. And now that we stacked, it's time to chill and update the spreadsheet with today's buy. Excuse me. I've been hitting the jiu-jitsu gym hard, guys. I'm back to 3 classes a week. Feeling super strong. ready to choke anybody that tries to like come near me. Chokes and jokes. All right, today is 1/31, the last day of the month. There it is. January is over in this year. It's insane. Today's purchase was at $102,428.94. We purchased $20 worth of Bitcoin. The yield is 0.00019,350. And just like that. There it is. There it is. I'm going to copy this to the spreadsheet for the whole show. Okay, so far in 2024, we're up. We've saved about $640, and it's currently worth about $658 for the whole show. Down here, boom. I see it. It looks scary when you see so much red, right? It looks scary to see so much red, but look. Okay? It's okay for it to be a little red, guys. Look. Let's go. Look at that. Look at that. Okay? Guys, I'm not a genius. I'm a dummy. I'm just a regular dude. Okay? Just a regular dude. Okay? This is not hard. It's not hard. Okay? You just have to be a little patient and stick to your guns. Whenever you feel like you got to sell your stack, go learn more about Bitcoin. The more you learn and understand Bitcoin, the more it makes sense to just hold Bitcoin, and there's nothing else worth holding. Okay? So far, the show is up to 0.32990437 Bitcoin. And we're getting close to flipping that hundredths space. So that 2, flip that 2 to a 3 here soon. Right? Which is good. Getting close. On our way. Here for the show, we're trying to get to 1 Bitcoin. Dang. We're trying to get to 1 Bitcoin. We're also trying to get to to 500 subs. I've been lingering at 340 subs. Where are we at today? Let me check. View my channel. 341 subs. God dang. I pieced out all the Trump supporters, so I lost some subscribers, but it's okay. I'd rather stream to nobody than streaming to Trumpers. Anyway, we're gonna keep the show rolling, guys. I will be back on Monday. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled program of doing the Stacked Bitcoin show Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. If you guys have any questions, do put them in the chat. If you are watching the replay and have questions you want to leave in the comments, put in the comments. I'm happy to read those. I'll answer those as fast as possible. If it's a longer question that requires, some presentation, some slides, I'll make the following show about that, and I'll help you understand whatever concept you're having difficulty with. Okay. If you're new to Bitcoin in general, I recommend that you watch. You know who has a really good beginner orange pill, guys? It's I hate to say it, Swan, dude. Natalie Burnell does a great job of like explaining how Bitcoin works and why you need it. They got a little series going, so that's a good series actually. It's free, and also of course the Michael Saylor 2023 BTC Prague presentation is a good one if you're new. If you like audiobooks, check out the Bitcoin Standard. It's a little dense, right? But it's worth listening to. Muscle through it if you can. If you're really motivated. If you want to learn how Bitcoin actually works and how you understand all the different components, how mining works, how like seed phrases work, and SHA-256, all that stuff, how everything in Bitcoin actually functions, how it's actually been developed. Check out Inventing Bitcoin. Is a really good book as well. Inventing Bitcoin. They're going to walk you step by step through the development of Bitcoin, why you need every single piece, why you need the miners, why you need the seed phrase, why you need private key, public key, how the network works, how we have the whole network basically verify itself every 10 minutes. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool actually. I'm going to give it a re-listen actually. Again, I read rarely. I mostly just listen to audiobooks, but whatever it takes for you to get that information, especially on days like today when the price, I'm going to say dips, but come on, that's not even a dip. Get real, people. When the price comes down and you might get a little bit afraid, it's the perfect time to go learn more about Bitcoin. Okay? Learn more about Bitcoin, because the more about Bitcoin you understand, the easier it becomes to become more convicted and understand that holding anything else that's not Bitcoin is costing you money in the long run. Okay? All right. That's it. That's all I got for you guys today. Let's kick on the music. Whew. Thanks for giving me the week off, guys. I feel super energetic. Been able to get my schedule sorted out, and I'm back on the 3 days of jiu-jitsu per week at least. Today I might even go again after the show and get myself a 4th session. Get pumped. I got my bruises. I got my jiu-jitsu bruises everywhere. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Monday for another episode of the Stacked Bitcoin Show. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Get out there, do something fun. I'll see you guys. Yeah, like I said, I'll see you guys Monday for another episode of the Stacked Bitcoin Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you are slacking. Later, guys.